Hi everyone, so today for this video we are going to actually visit and see one of the most amazing chess games, the chess game between wife, of course, Hikaru Nakamura and Atousa percussion from Iranian, actually original Iranian. So let's actually see this game. Please don't forget actually to give the thumbs up, like this video and sub to the channel. Thanks a lot. It will just give me a lot of energy to put more energy on these videos and later videos actually. So let's begin. Why not? Here in this game, Atousa is playing with white pieces and Nakamura Hikaru, his wife, is playing with black pieces. Here we see e4, and here after e5, knight f3, knight to c6, and here Atousa decides to play bishop to b5. So this is the Ruy Lopez or a Spanish opening. If he goes bishop to c4, it's Italian. Okay, we have a6 from Nakamura, and after bishop to a4, g6 from Nakamura. Instead could go for the bishop to e7. Okay, but here we see g6. After castles, bishop g7, c3 from Atousa. So he wants to get away with his bishop if b5 played. Okay, so he can play bishop to c2. Okay. Knight to e7, we have d4, so pushing into the center. Okay, nice. C trades, and after b5, bishop to b3, and here e6, d6 is played. After knight to c3, castles, and here h3. The point of h3 here is just to, I never want you Naka to just pin my knight and be able to take and put pressure against this pawn. So we see knight a5 from Naka, and after bishop to c2. So Atousa is just keeping the bishop there. Nice. Here we see bishop to b7 from Naka. Instead of bishop to b7, it was better to go c5 and actually hit the center here. That's what it is to take. But after, for example, d5 trying to cross, we have now b4 and then knight to e2, knight to c4, and here we see pawn push to a5. So black expands on the queen side. But okay, let's go back to the main line. What he actually played is bishop to b7. Now we see rook to e1, c5, d5, and here after knight to c4, bishop to d3, they take, and here instead of playing f4 from Atousa, we could actually see bishop to h6. Okay, but let's see actually what happens after bishop to h6. If rook to, the best move here is b4, then after knight to a4, now you play rook to e8, or you have another very tricky option, bishop to c8. If it takes, you just take and you are having a very nice bishops and the diagonal, and everything is okay for black. And now even g5 and knight g6, g4 is possible. Okay, and the queen is also coming in. Your knight is not doing a great job, it's just passive on a4. Okay, but let's go to the actually main right. We see actually a4 from Atousa precaution. So he's just trying to be outrageous, but that's not the way. F4 was not a good move. We see bishop to d4 check, bishop e3 trying to exchange the bishops, takes states, and here just f5 here. After bishop to c2, we see queen b6, so this is already also pinned this way, okay? And here the best move here is queen to d2, just defending this, okay? But here Atousa precaution goes for queen to f3, and here rook a8, and this moment, what do you play in this moment? Do you immediately unpin yourself, or you just add a defender, then you just unpin yourself? It's a critical question in this moment, what you do. Yeah, you have to, the right answer is just to add a defender and then unpin yourself, because yeah, and actually this was a blunder that Atousa made in this position. He played king to h1, and this is just a blunder here. You have to play this, rook a to e1, then you could go king to h1, okay, everything nice. But here, what is the problem of this is that knight takes on d5 is possible here, guys. If you take this, then you just rotate on a3. If you take this, I just take back takes, and then you just, so you're just at least losing a pawn. You're just losing the pawn on d5 for free. Okay, but if you play this, then this rook is just defended twice, and you can't, and you take it with advantage, and so you are just losing the piece yourself. I just take. If you take, I just take, and if you play b4, you just, and even you can't take, because this is just a fork, okay? But Atousa unfortunately played king to h1, and here Hikaru lost and played knight takes on d5. Here we have knight takes on d5, bishop takes on d5, and here we have rook to d1, bishop to d7, and after f5, d5, we see rook to e1 from Atousa, and here Naka's blunder also here. He could have taken on e4, takes, and here play queen to f6. So this is pinned already, and actually Atousa is lost anyway, and we could see this angle instead. But here d4 was played, and here Atousa, yes, correctly played queen to f2, just pinning this way. So we have queen to f2, and after rook to d8 we see f6. Instead of f6 he could have played e5, then after queen to c5 he could have played b3 and just continuing the game like this. But we see f6, h6, and now after e5 to e6, now these pawns are very strong. We see bishop trades here, and after push we see this idea, rook to h4 idea, and here after. Okay, so the idea of rook to h4 is just so simple. If you take, I just take, and you just hang mate. So let's just see. Oh, sorry, what? And then the mate is just unpreventable. You cannot prevent it anyway. So it was very smart move, rook to h4. After rook to d5, rook takes on h6, queen takes on e5 was another blunder. He could have actually played rook queen to f5. After e6, takes on e6, f7. This is just game over. Queen takes on f5, then queen to f3 was played here, and here take stays, and here we see king to h2. The threat is just to take and mate. So queen to c1 defending this pawn, but here we see rook to h5 instead of rook to h5. Yeah, it is already drawing the game, but rook to g6 was also possible. I saw actually rook to g6 myself. Here, and rook to h5 was played. You see queen to f4. You cannot play the move g3 because you just losing this play. Now takes. So king to h1, queen to f1, king to h2, and at this position they draw because there is no progress for Nakamura to actually win this game. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give the thumbs up. Actually like this video, and please also make sure that you have subbed to the channel. See you next time. Bye for now.